Thank you. It's a great, that explanations with clarity. Now there are many comments. I'm going to read some comments from Professor Monoranjan Paul. Fantastic. The presentation helps me to understand our karma. Thanks, Shukanto Dada. We have comments from Narottam Das from Australia. Excellent presentation, Dada. Abhinandan, excellent work. I don't know who is that, 18129 Roy, Mr. Roy, excellent presentation. There are a lot to learn from many of us. Amol Tagore, excellent presentation by Dr. Shah. Hare Krishna. Pon Shetty from Mumbai, very comprehensive and realistic approach to understand karma yoga. It's all are fascinating points are coming. The people, please, my request, if you can type your points of view about this. Let us make this a holistic based discussion. I know that Amol Tagore from Canada, you have raised your hand. Please, if you have any points to discuss or any question. Amol Tagore, if you can unmute your system.
Yes, Mr. Tagore.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to join with you and have your valuable association today. I hope you can hear me well.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Shah, for giving you one wonderful presentation this morning. It was 5 a.m. Now it's 6:26 here in Toronto. I have a very good time, and with the association with Dr. Palit and others, wonderful devotees. So you mentioned that karma never lost. That's a nice thing, very nice. And intergalactic time traveler. I enjoyed these two terms, and I have one question to you, and also compliment, I would say, that you opened our mind today, this morning, that you're welcome, that karma never lost. But we learned from Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna said, that surrender everything unto me, and I will take care of that. So that part is, so I would say karma has two parts. One is the bad karma, as you mentioned, another good karma. If you do good karma, I'm talking about that, Lord Krishna, when he came as fifth incarnation as Lord Kapila, he said that, sorry for my voice, in Bhagavad Purana 3.32, 332:20, you can note down the point. It said that doing good karma or material works, we can go back to Pithiloka, but you have to come back. And again, doing good karma from Bhagavad Gita 9:21, Lord Krishna said that when they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure, that means upper planetary systems, with good karma you can go back, enjoy that, you have to come back. So the good karma not always the good thing, I would say. So we have to surrender everything to Krishna so that no action of karma will be coming back to us.
Yeah, I would like to continue that question again. That is, the effects of karma never destroy, as you mentioned, please.
Yes.
I want to continue that question again, that the effects of karma never destroy. So if we work for the benefit of others, if we become quite devotee of Lord Krishna, all kinds of good works if we do, then definitely our effects of karma will be minimized, and a time will come when we'll get moksha or salvation. Is it not that? Or the effects of karma never destroy, that is, it should be like that.
Okay, thank you for this question. This question actually has a very deeper meaning. Einstein said that if you cannot present in a very simple manner with a very complicated question, that you do not understand the issue. Hope that I understand a little. So actually what the question I think is that whether the karma never destroy, what does it mean? Actually, if it is a good karma, then you go back to heaven. Then after Then when you finish your quota, you come back to where you have been, and then go back to birth and death cycle. Now the question is, can we destroy, can we disentangle, can we interrupt the cycle? Yes, we can. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, what I found, not only in Bhagavad Gita, in Vedas, in Upanishads, so I have a little reading. What I found is 1 or 2 shloka is not the everything. We have to consistently, coherently find out where these texts are mentioned in different chapters. What Bhagavan Sri Krishna said in chapter Jnana Yoga, said number 9, saying that yes, we can disentangle or we can interrupt that cycle by those who know my transcendental form. What is transcendental form? His appearance, disappearance, and activities and teachings. That is this transcendental aspect. Then he said,
in short, God realization.
Yeah, God realization. And then he said then I skip chapter 15, chapter 13, and then I go back to our final chapter. That is where the conclusion and is given in chapter 18, shloka number 65, 66. That's saying that those who know my transcendental form, that is in Jnana Yoga, those who meditate on me, those who work and do the karma based on and rise above the mode of passion and mode of ignorance to mode of goodness, they never fall. That is his promise. And then he meditate on me, if you worship me and completely surrender to me, then you will go back to my abode. It means come back to my abode. What is mentioned here, that your question is saying, how then karma, is that all karma lost? No, that karma is actually all your karma is mode of goodness and mode of passion is finished. That when you go back to moksha, the abode of Lord Krishna, then it is actually you destroy all this karma, mode of passion and mode of ignorance to big karma, that is a mode of goodness. Then only you can go. And that is and he gave a nice, beautiful, what is called a planning, how to do that. That is know the transcendental form, doing the sadhvik karma, meditate, worship, and surrender to him, and go back to Godhead. That is moksha. Now, what is moksha? Moksha can be defined as an unobstructed state of consciousness which is clear, transcendentally situated, and eternally blissful. And that is the abode of Lord Krishna. So that's all I can tell you. Is that satisfy your answer a little?
Good. Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, Tagore. Mr. Tagore.
Hare Krishna, yes, you explained nicely. It's very good. As you mentioned from Bhagavad Gita, last chapter, yes, that's true. And you also write that karma never lost. Thank you very much. And it was a great pleasure attending your session. Thank you again. I'll continue. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Saha. There are many people raising their hands. My kind and humble request to everyone, if you can raise your hand, or you can type your questions via chat box so that I can pass this to Dr. Shah. Now, I'm going to first, with the 3 people raise their hand, I'm going to give the floor to Dr. Sunil Roy. I know that he got another important meeting. He may leave very soon. Dr. Sunil Roy, if you can ask your question, please. Dr. Sunil Roy. Okay, maybe in the meantime, maybe because he just texted me that he got another important meeting, maybe he left. I'm going to give the next floor. I know that now 3 people, now again, Nimai Kormakar, Dr. Nimai Kormakar, if you can ask a question, please. Dr. Nimai Kormakar.
You asked me a question. Actually, I am more on comment than question, actually. So, if you consider the three layers of our Sanatana Dharma, one is the Dvaitavad, where you consider the world that you're seeing or experiencing. Then you have the Jivatma, and then finally the Paramatma. So that is Dvaitavad. And when you consider that Dvaitavad, then maybe your karma can grow, or you can fit that model. But when you go to the Advaitavad or Vishishta Advaitavad, then the layer is falling apart. So that means your different so kosha, that presentation is there, kosha is falling apart, and finally you can reach to the Anandamaya kosha, and then karma dissolves. Then all this the discussion may not be that important in that aspect, that if we think about the Param Brahma is the ultimate and everything is projection of him or her, then the karma is dissolved automatically. Okay, so that is my comment. As for example, when in Kathamrita, Thakur, Sri Sri Thakur Ramkrishna Paramahansa have always mentioned that if you consider a wood apple, or if you consider an apple, then you have to take everything, like the hard core, the hard outer shell, and then the inside the pulp, and there's all the seeds, then all these glues, etc. But if you go into deeper, then you will see that everything comes from the same shatta, from the same essence, and that is the layer has been falling. So that is my comment. Maybe you could have included this kind of.
Thank you. I think that's a very good point, that actually when you achieve the moksha, that the state of consciousness that is the close to the God, which is actually at the time karma dissolves. A very nice term. Thank you.
Thank you, distinguished audience. It is not only I can see that question and answer session, but also there are some great minds who are contributing to the body, which is really interesting to see. I'd like to ask now our next, the next participant, Mr. Pawan Shetty from Mumbai. I must say, Pawan Shetty is working that and contributing substantially to the body of the academy, the body of knowledge, especially within the spirituality and religion. And he's one of the publication will be coming out very soon. Pawan Shetty, please, if you can make your points or questions or whatever you wanted to say, please. The floor is yours. Mr. Pawan Shetty from Mumbai. If you can unmute your system. Thank you so much. Very good morning. Yes.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes.
As it has been mentioned always that dharma is one, in Hindi is said that dharma dharana iti. That means dharma is what we take over, what we accept. And as dharma depends, according to Gita, on desh, kal, and paristhiti, that location, time, and situation. And all the three ingredients of prakriti, that is sattva, rajat, and tamas, they together make prakriti. Then good deeds and bad deeds. According to dharma, they are an individual's choice, lesser and more it is because of the circumstances. And once a cause has happened, once an effect has happened, effect makes the another cause. So this cycle goes on. So my question here is that how will you decide when things depend on location, time, and situation, that which is the bad karma and that which is the good karma?
Good question. Thank you. Actually, that is the reason the Bhagavan Sri Krishna has mentioned and repeatedly mentioned that how to do the karma. First, he said that you must have to do your karma. That is called in the term that niyata karma and kartabya karma. It means the duty, and all types of karma you are doing depends on circumstances, what you mentioned. Now, the karma yoga is such a vast, such a vividly described in Bhagavad Gita. The reason is usually Bhagavad Gita is the gist of all the Upanishads and Vedas. But because of its importance, this karma yoga has 2 chapters, even in 3 chapters, and scattered all over other chapters. So now the main point is actually how to rise above the mode of passion and mode of ignorance. Bhagavad Gita, if we read Bhagavad Gita time and again, that we find a nice text and where it is saying how to rise above this mode of goodness and mode of, regardless of the situation we fail. Like say, for example, if somebody come to kill you, then either you have to defend or you can kill. And that is, there is no sin there. So that's why it depends on the situation, as you say. So that's why we need to rise above that. And that is, I cannot give you a shortcut answer. Is there anybody can help me to answer this? It's a very complicated question.
Nityananda Chakraborty, can I invite you, please, just fit in? You have your
Thank you very much.
Please
Do you
give
hear
your-
me, please?
Yes, yes.
Do you hear me, please?
Yes, it's
Yes,
clear.
we can.
Okay. I have been listening to the discussions very minutely, and it has been a very illuminating discussion. Now, about this particular question of Pawanji, I would like to add a bit later. Now, about the presentation, or do you think that I should now add to the answer of the question of Dr.
Yes, you
Pawanji?
can. That's why I'm inviting you, please, because
Yes,
please
if you
put
can
your
add.
thoughts. I can answer, I can elaborate a little bit more, but please add. And that is a great pleasure for me.
No, that's true. But yes, Gita is a Brahma Vidya.
Yep.
It teaches me how to reach the Brahma. So if the work or activity is directed towards Brahma, wherever I may live, location, whenever I may live, the time, and in whatever circumstances we may do, that must be a karma where I am engaged by Brahma himself, because karma brahmad bhavam vidhi, karma brahmad bhavam vidhi brahma akshara samudbhavam. In Gita we find, and nityang yagya pratisthita, this karma is engaged in all the yagnas. So wherever you do it, if it is towards Brahma, whenever you do it, if it is towards Brahma, and in whatever circumstances we do it, if it is targeted towards Brahma, then this must not be failure. That is, God must accept it. Now, but the intricate question, the implication of the question of Dr. Shetty is maybe much more deep-rooted. That is reason for bad karma. why do I engage myself in bad karma? In Gita, the simple answer from Bhagavan Sri Krishna is that Raja Esha, Raja and Tamo, these are the two gunas which engage you in the bad works. Now, in Chandi even, where we find that the Maharshi is telling to Shudat Maharaja that Ganinanopi Chetangshi Devi Bhagavati Hisha Balat Akrishya Mahaya Mahamaya Prayachati. Prakriti is Mahamaya. This Prakriti sometimes engages me in some kind of work which goes beyond the knowledge, beyond the transcendental knowledge. I mean, much below the transcendental knowledge. That is, it surpasses the confines of our knowledge, and the Bhagavati Devi means Mahamaya. That Prakriti sometimes compels us to do the activity which is wrong. Ganinanopi, even the knowledgeable persons, do engage themselves by the compulsion of Mahamaya or Prakriti. Now, Prakriti has a very, very big, very big hand, very big account to play, very big hand in this kind of manner. In chapter 18 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we find that not only ignorance and passion are the causes of the bad karma, but doibo, because there are 5 elements of karma in Bhagavad Gita: Adhishtan, Karta, Karan, Cheshta, and Doibo. This Doibo is the last one, but this is very important. This Doibo is Prakriti. This makes someone compelled to do some activity which is not to be done according to our normal standard of Gita. Therefore, the ignorance and passion, even if a man is very knowledgeable, a wise man, even he is not passionate, he is impassionate, but still he gets engaged. How? Why? Again, because of his own or her own karma, because he is weak to his passions. He is weak to his to his or her brato or his objective of life. If our objective of life is derailed from attaining Brahma, then of course it becomes very difficult for us to get into wisdom, to get into the right path, and to come out successful in our karma. So these 5 elements of karma, Adhishtanam Tatha Karta Karanancha Prithak Vidham, etc., in chapter 18, these 5 elements of karma are important, and Doibo is one factor which compels us to do something. As Dr. Pavanji said, that the karma in location, according to location, according to time, and according to the the context. So these 3 are all covered, I think, if Pavanji would agree, I don't know. If these 3 are considered, then the reason for bad karma or good karma can be elicited, and we do know why you have done it. And lastly, Dr. Shukanto Shaha has given a very good presentation. Now, the thing is that the area he has dealt upon, he has talked upon, is very big, is very wide. Therefore, it is very difficult for a person to interpret or reply to all the questions in proper manner because time is limited. The fruitless karma and fruitful karma. These two are again things. I don't know. I will talk later if I am allowed.
Yes,
But I think I have added something to Dr. Shah in
okay.
order to reply to Pawanji's question, which is very implicative, I should say, very implicative and very practical.
One final comment to end your question, Dr. Sethi. Thank you. That actually there is some mention in our Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and Bhagavad Gita that how to eliminate karma with the bad karma. It means the consequences. Very simple mention. The effect of all karma can be eliminated. That is, the effect of karma means those who have the called P karma can be eliminated only by self-knowledge, meditation, and yoga. Now, it is a broadly saying. There is no pinpoint what it is.
That's right.
So
That's right.
then in Bhagavad Gita also say we cross over the ocean of sin by the raft of self-knowledge alone. What is that self-knowledge that Dr. Chakraborty was trying to mention? Anyway, so we need to conclude that this answer of this question.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Shah, Pawan Sethi, and Nityananda for the great contributions on the debate. I have still 2 people raise their hand, and then I'm going to invite 1 or 2 people. That's all. I have just 10 minutes more. There are some comments up there from Shunil. What is your simple message about karma to the common people? But I do not want you to respond to this now. Please go through these, and there are a number of things. The messages, Padmakuri Banerjee, I am exiting this session for an urgent session. Very good session, best wishes. My point was on importance of dhyan and meditation. This is from Professor Padmakuri Banerjee from Delhi. Partha karma is relative. What may be good to me may not be good to another entity. So I'm going to now go back to Ranjit Roy from New York, followed by Shantachandra Sarkar. Please make your point very straightforward, and also we are looking quick response from Dr. Sukanta. Thank you. Mr. Roy?
Yes, namaskar. The presentation. Hello.
Yes, we can hear Mr. Roy. Okay. Yes.
Thank you, Shukanta, for nice presentation. Every slide you showed is we need to explain all these things. And actually, in this morning, I wake up like 4:45 a.m. and just I'm waiting for these things. So it's worth staying there. Now I'm going to work, but driving my son is driving me to the work, so I can talk few words on that. All the things, I think, if you consider chapter 18 and slok 17, I think everything's resolved this one sloka. That sloka says that let me read these things, and maybe I think we can explain this. Josho no ahankrita bhava buddhir josho no lipote hatwapi shor iman lokan no honti no niboddate. Let me read it in Bengali, and then I will trail in English. Right? Jar ahang buddhi kortitya bhav nei, jar buddhi কর্মফলে আসক্ত নয়, যিনি জগতের সমস্ত প্রাণী বধ করলেও প্রকৃতপক্ষে কাউকে বধ করেন না বা হত্যাকারী হন না, অতএব তার কর্মের বন্ধন হয় না. That is in English. It is written there that he who is free from ego, whose understanding is unaffected, though he may slay these people, is no slayer, nor shall such action bind him. Let me give you an example. If somebody execute the court order or judge order, like one guy has like a death penalty, and if one guy execute his death penalty, he will not be a killer for that person, but he just execute his judge order. since if you think that all the work we are doing, this is for God, and God advise us or God direct us to do it, and we think about that, that that karma will not be any effect on us. That's only my comment, and
Thank
maybe you can think about it.
No, but there's a small point. If you think,
Yes.
if you think, a very bad person can think that what I am doing is right, I am doing in the name of God. So is it going to be
Yes.
justified?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
So if we think word here is very inappropriate.
Pardon?
So, Jolga, you are asking me?
Yeah,
Last
I
what I
am
missed,
telling you that
Dr.
that word, if we think, is not at all appropriate here. When a person will be enlightened or God realized person only can think what is beyond our comprehension at this stage. So if we say that, yes, this person is killed because I think it is God willed, no, it doesn't work like that. And that is where is the problem throughout the world.
Yep. And your mobile phone, maybe he may not. I think I got the Sajal Khalid's point, is Dr. Khalid's point, that in the name of God, we can do a lot of noxious items, but that is actually not the point. Point is we need to rise above the mode of passion and mode of ignorance. And that is actually a huge chapter, huge point of discussion. I have no instant answer, but I understand what should be the answer. So as Dr. Chakraborty was saying, that it has actually a very deeper meaning. So we need to rise above such of this ego. And that is actually more root cause of all problems.
Dr. Palit, can you unmute your
Palit,
system, please?
Your microphone is off.
Dr. Palit, unmute your system.
Yeah. So see, today's program is so good, so well presented, and we are talking about karma. And look at this: 5,000 years ago we had Kurukshetra, and that Kurukshetra we are facing now again. It may become almost like Kurukshetra, a third world war may be very imminent. It may start even tomorrow. The way it is going, I have every I am thinking that 90% chance that this war will not be confined only between Russia and Ukraine. Very soon it is going to spread throughout Europe. Very soon. So in that context, my question is here, it is very relevant. Now, can you please, Shukanto, I'm just asking you, can you please say who is playing here the role of Krishna and Arjun in this present context or problem?
Dr. Palit,
Who are the main roles of Arjun and Krishna here?
Yeah, Dr. Palit, can I request you to answer, please? Because this is a very relevant, very interesting question, contemporary issue. Actually, there is no at the moment because the activity part is our control. So it is not the effect part. It is not the outcome part. Outcome is still away. So it is the activity part, that what the kartabya karma, that is our duty. Now, duty for life, duty for what is called as a king, you have some duty. That is called what is called in time, place, and the third point is that in situation. Now here, that whether third world war starts or not, I do not know, but the point is actually it is all about ego and with some sort of greed, it channeling through the what is called the mode of ignorance and mode of passion, and then you end up very devastating consequences. That is the definition of ego. Now, if that ego happens to a king, that has even more. And
No, Kurukshetra war also started due to ego of Duryodhan.
yeah,
Okay,
And
can I'm going to stop now, Dr. Palit.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. We have 5 minutes now. Maximum, we are just over the time. I would like to give the floor to Santosh Sarkar, and then maybe I'll take just 2 to 3 minutes and we'll close for today. But I think this is the most stimulating and most interesting discussion we can have. Maybe another session on it. Mr. Sarkar, if you can just unmute your system and make your point, please. Be concise also, Dr. Shukantov, as we have less time, please.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes.
yes,
Thank you
Please
so
tell-
much. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Dr. Shah, for your brilliant presentation. And the areas you opened is a huge. And the people like who are sitting in this session is possible to grasp few of things. But I'm talking about from the ordinary people. They come with the questions that karma. They ask, we karma when we are in the temple, and the priest, they do some religious karma. And they do not bother about the fruits. But we know many people do that in the with the aim of having some fruits. And another karma is in the office. Definitely without pay, I'm not going to go to work. So these questions are coming from the ordinary people. And if you can just reply me that how these are different than the karma which you are addressing today in the light of Sattva, Raja and Tamo, Guna. And can you just let me know so that I can answer to people? Thank you very much.
all right. Thank you very much for asking that question. Actually, this has been people, same question, similar question, very important question. So the short answer is, whatever we do, that is my gut feeling, that's a very personal experience as well as personal understanding, is that whatever we do can connect God with every single word, work we do or karma we do, then we are somehow rise above the mode of ignorance or mode of passion. Say, for example, if we start at home, at the office, we start our computer, we say Hare Krishna or whatever, whoever you preach or whoever you worship, you say that. You start the car and you say same thing. So if we can connect and they create an environment that is our transcendentally situated with a sort of blissful mind that everything is controlled, that is our effect is controlled by the God, then I think we can rise above this mode of ignorance. And that is, it means the connection that is will detach our all sort of compulsion to satisfy our senses. That is our desires. So that's why just a minute ago saying that Prakriti has a strength. Yes, Prakriti has a enormously, tremendously unifying force to nourish and grow and transform us. But if we can connect everything, whatever the work we do with the God, I think that's the best we can do, and we can allow ourselves for mode of goodness.
just one small question which needs maybe